Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's First 10 look at State of Decay. Joining me this week from the Overseas Connection podcast crew, I've got Mike Chin.
Hello.
And I'm Greg DeLacy. And Mike, State of Decay.
Yeah.
Another
zombie game.
Another zombie game, a little different take on it.
Yeah.
An open world zombie game.
Yeah.
Give us a little info on the developer behind this, Mike.
No. Right, so the game is developed by Undead Labs. They are known for nothing else. They haven't done anything else. They've done some other stuff for World of Warcraft or World of Warcraft clones. But no, this is their first kind of big game, I think. And it's being published by Microsoft themselves.
Yes. In fact, this is supposedly they're going to try and take this into an MMO after this, so that's kind of the next incarnation of this. But for a first go, I'm pretty impressed, Mike, I have to admit. So right now we're taking a look. This is all the kind of the opening sequence.
This is the start, isn't it? This is
the start. Yeah, absolutely. The start, the tutorial section, kind of guiding you through, and they do a pretty good job of guiding you through. But one thing I can say, this game is really deep. There is a lot to this game under the hood, and you don't really get a full sense of just how deep it is until you are a good hour and a half into it, I think.
Yeah.
As far as graphically speaking, let's just address real quickly, this is not going to be the prettiest game you've ever seen. It has some hitchiness to it. It has a lot of pop-in. There is a huge amount of info they have been able to squeeze into this game, and I think we're just seeing it kind of suffer a little bit being on the Xbox 360.
Now we know what the next Xbox is like. We're all dissing the graphics. I don't think it looks too bad. It's more the animation that lets it down, really.
Yeah.
The animation's a little robotic, but it's functional, you know. I mean, it doesn't throw you out of it or anything.
No, and right now we're getting a quick look at the inventory screens and kind of the management. You're going to have a lot of survivors that you come across that you'll be able to recruit and be part of your kind of home base. And that screen right there was showing you kind of all the different ways in which you can micromanage your experience. So you have your inventory of your backpack. You have your different survivors that have their own individual gear. And then on top of that, you have base elements that you're actually able to build out and add on to your home bases. So all of that was handled through that kind of journal screen there, if you will. Right now, we're seeing
around, Greg.
Sneakiness, but it's important to be sneaky in this game.
You went a different way to me, like you.
That's the other amazing thing about this game, Mike. You have so many different routes you can take.
Yeah.
It is truly open world, and what I liked also, I heard that even there is a definitive end and start to the game.
Yeah.
But even when you finish the game, they actually leave you a save spot right before the final story part of it that will allow you to go back in and just play it open world.
Have you finished it?
And they said, I have not finished it, but one of my friends has already finished it.
Get your friend there.
Yes. Searching.
If you can hold LB. And it makes your searching louder for some reason, which might disturb other zombies.
It's a trade-off, Mike. It's a trade-off because if you hold LB, you search faster.
Yes.
So you get into the box faster and you can get your stuff quicker. But the trade-off is you make more noise and the zombies will hear you. The zombies potentially will hear you even when you're searching normally, but your radius of noise is much less.
Yeah.
But it's a big part of the game, being heard, being seen by the zombies, because the zombies will come at you fast, they will surround you, and more will come as you're fighting, especially if it's a very loud fight. You get a lot more coming. So right now we're going to get a quick view of some of the combat. And it's pretty simplistic button mashing combat to a degree, especially on the melee side. Melee side.
Like he kind of glitched over that wall a little bit there. That's what I mean about the animation. He's like a little bit dicey.
Yes.
But not terrible. Oh, there you go. You can see through his body. You know, just little things like that you see throughout the game. But it never really, I don't know why, but it never really seems to bother you too much. It's more about I think because maybe the game's so different to everything else we get on the console. Like it's obviously like a bit of a DayZ ripoff, but yeah, it's very different. So I think we kind of forgive it.
No, absolutely. And right now we have come into one of the story elements. This is part of the tutorial section again. So they're kind of hand-holding you, showing you how you come across survivors. They'll send you out on quests. One interesting note, and this is something that I kind of experienced in my game as well as having heard about this secondhand from another outlet, is you have to manage your survivors not just in terms of getting more weapons and ammo, but food, places to sleep. You have to actually keep track of their morale because it can deteriorate. And if it goes south, it can go south in a really bad way. And in fact, I believe IGN, Ryan McCaffrey, when he was doing his playthrough for their review, said that one of the survivors actually went crazy, ended up killing multiple survivors in their camp before he was able to be killed.
That reminds me of The Thing. Remember the game The Thing?
Yeah.
And they used to be able to go crazy in that game and start shooting everyone.
So what's cool here is you're seeing you can get up to these vantage points, kind of like Eagle Vision, if you will, maybe in Assassin's Creed 3, where you're looking around.
But you have to physically do it, though.
Yes, you do have to physically do it, and you have to basically you find different spots on the map that may or may not have valuable items in them, be places to search for.
You did this way quicker than I did. I didn't really listen to what the person said in the house. So I ran over to those cabins that you looked at, and I was just like, oh, maybe this is where I've got to go. I didn't realise.
So, and as we're looking here at this map, understand this map is a very small portion of the game. There's a huge amount of area down basically to the south of where you start out in this game. Any encampment you take over, if you secure it as your home base, will have a kind of a white ring around it, which is kind of like a safe zone. And your other survivors in the house or in the encampment will kind of protect it. It can get attacked and overrun by zombies, but your survivors usually in the encampment are able to fend off fairly well, unless you haven't been doing a good job of collecting ammo and bullets.
What I didn't know how to do, Greg, when I was playing this, I didn't know how to pick up weapons and stuff. I couldn't find that out.
Well, so you find weapons through searching.
Right. Just in general, just like...
Correct. So you search around. You can equip them. You equip them through your inventory screen by hitting up on the D-pad, and then you'll see that inventory screen we saw at the beginning.
Yeah, carry on. Right.
And see here, they're starting to come through the windows. Yeah. The zombies will come in from all over the places. Now, one of the other cool features, you can board up the windows in this house. Yeah. You could literally lock yourself in, like you see me doing right here. Yeah. I'm boarding up the windows, and that will keep the zombies out for a little bit. They will be able to break through the boards if you don't stop.
Where'd you get the nails from?
Yeah. Magic nails, Mike. They're magic nails, magic boards, magic.
No more nails.
But no. So again, it is an amazing amount of depth for a game that is limited by the cap for arcade of 2 gigs.
Still 2 gigs.
Yes. Wow. And that to me is what's so amazing about this. So here you see that inventory screen. If you wanted to put together put a weapon on, you basically highlight it with your cursor and then you hit the A button to equip it.
Okay.
But yeah, so each encampment kind of has a bunch of different searchable, I shouldn't say encampment, each building or area of interest has a number of searchable places. Once you search thoroughly through the building, it'll tell you that it's kind of cleared out, there's nothing left to search.
I like that.
And then on your map, you'll see an X put over the building or the place.
I like that.
And that means you've searched it completely.
Cabin, nothing left. I just like that. It tells you can move on pretty much.
Yes, very much so.
He's trying to get in. He's trying to get in.
Oh yeah, he's trying to get in. The zombies, once they get your scent, they're always trying to get in. And there are, there I go through the door. There are guns in the game. You will get, shotguns, machine guns, pistols, and again, it comes through scavenging, through finding other survivors. They'll have weapons on them as well. Certain survivors, you'll be able to, when you become friends with them, you'll actually be able to switch out and change who you are. Because one thing that happens, again, is you fatigue. If you're searching the entire day long, you become tired and a little bit weary. And there's kind of 2 core people that you play as in the game. There's another gal that you'll find, and that you and her are basically, you can always at least swap out between the 2 of you.
Okay.
But there are other survivors that will come along that you will be able to swap out with and go out as them. Another interesting part of the game, and this is going back to that having to manage your people, I did have one survivor that became gravely ill, and she was looking pretty bad, and I ended up taking her out into the woods and killed her.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. And again, you are going to look at your survivors. They'll have strengths, they're going to have weaknesses, and some will be dead weight. And it will give you options in the game when they start to become a problem to kind of deal with it, either by having a talk with them, basically kicking them out of your encampment, or in some instances, take them out.
Popping them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Vehicles also, any car you see in this game, you'll be able to drive.
I found a car, but it was locked, so I didn't know what to do.
Cars that are locked, typically, if you look at them, you'll see like the wheels are missing, or you can't get into them. But if the vehicle is in good shape, you can drive it, and they do deteriorate through damage. So if you're running over a bunch of zombies, eventually it will break down and wreck. Or if you're crashing into a bunch of stuff, it'll catch fire, it'll burn out. One handy tip for that: drive in reverse. The car doesn't damage in reverse.
I'm sure they'll patch that.
Yeah. But no. So this is pretty much it. And, State of Decay. It is just a phenomenally fun game. And
batter him, Greg. Batter him.
Yeah. That's the meat of State of Decay. It's just fun, Mike. It's just fun. It's $20. So I know
it's only
for a
single
lot of
player, right?
It's only single player, although there is rumors of potential co-op play being added in, but I wouldn't count on it. I would expect it to stay single player.
Streaming it co-op though.
It is for sure. But for my 2 cents, the $20, it's worth it. We talk so much about wanting a mid-tier level of games that comes in under $60. This comes in right at $20. It is a perfectly it's a perfectly priced game, if you ask me. I do. I really do. Especially if you're a zombie fan. I don't think you're going to get any better zombie experience for $20 right now.
Cool. All right.
So, yeah. So that's it for State of Decay. And, of course, if you like this video, please like us on YouTube. Come check out theoverseasconnection.net for more content on the site.
We do a podcast.
Other content looks. We do a podcast as well.
Talk all the time.
Yes, we do talk a lot. And last but certainly not least, if you're a gamer over the age of 18, go check out g4te.com because, well, being a gamer over the age of 18, yeah, it's a good thing.